For a lot of innovative companies, their patent portfolio feels like a black hole. It just sucks in time and money with no clear return on investment. But what if that same portfolio could be turned into your most powerful engine for growth? Today, we're going to break down exactly how you can transform your patent strategy from a chaotic cost center into a serious competitive edge. All right, let's get into it.
So, does this sound a little too familiar? As your company gets bigger, so does the mess of managing all your intellectual property. Before you know it, you're just drowning in this sea of spreadsheets and staring at missed deadlines. And this quote from Triangle IP, man, it just hits the nail on the head, right? It perfectly captures that feeling when a system is about to break. It's a huge sign that it's time for a change.
So, how do we get out of this cycle of chaos? Well, it all starts with a huge shift in how you think about it. We've got to stop looking at our IP as some dusty old archive of legal papers and start seeing it for what it really is, a strategic weapon that can both defend your turf and help you conquer new ground.
Okay, so this slide really breaks down the two different ways of thinking. Over on one side, you've got that old school view of IP as a necessary evil, right? It's a cost center, something you only use for defense. But on the other side, you see this modern dynamic approach where IP is a real tool for growth. This brings up a super important question. Is your IP just a passive shield, or is it an active sword?
To even begin to answer that question, you have to be able to see the whole picture. You know that old saying, what gets measured gets managed? It's so true here. But look, it's not just about counting how many patents you have. You need to be tracking the right things. For instance, knowing which patents are protecting your most profitable products, that is way more valuable than just knowing the grand total you own. So, what are the vital signs of a healthy IP portfolio? Honestly, it really just boils down to these three key areas. First up, portfolio coverage. Are your patents actually lined up with your most important products and markets? Second, business impact. Is your IP actually making a difference to your bottom line? And third, cost efficiency. Are you getting the most bang for your buck, or are you just throwing money at patents that aren't even relevant anymore?
And this is where the rubber really meets the road. You can start putting these ideas to work today just by asking a few pretty simple questions. For coverage, ask, are my patents protecting my biggest moneymakers and the new stuff I'm excited about? For impact, can I point to the exact patents that are keeping my competitors up at night? And for efficiency, am I still paying to keep patents that are just sitting on a shelf collecting dust? The answers to these questions, they're going to tell you everything you need to know. Okay, so how do you actually do all of this? Let's be real. You are not going to do this with a bunch of spreadsheets. That's where modern patent portfolio management software comes in. These tools are the absolute key to turning your IP operations from a reactive mess into a strategic powerhouse.
But yeah, choosing the right tool is definitely easier said than done. As this Reddit user points out, a lot of these platforms are either way too complicated or just clunky to use. The trick is to find a system that actually fits how your team works, so you're not wasting your most valuable resource, your time. The right software nails three things. First, it pulls all your data into one single place. No more hunting through a dozen different systems for a single piece of information. Second, it automates all those tedious, repetitive tasks, which frees up your team to focus on work that actually matters. And third, it gives you a clear, real-time dashboard of your entire portfolio, so you can finally make decisions based on what's actually happening. Now, once you have that clarity and that control, you can start to uncover the hidden value in your portfolio. And this is where the real magic happens. This is where you transform your patents from just another line item on an expense report into a powerful source of revenue and a key strategic asset.
And look, understanding what your IP is worth isn't just some interesting academic exercise. It is absolutely essential for making smart business moves. The World Intellectual Property Organization makes it clear. Having a solid valuation is critical for everything from mergers and acquisitions and fundraising to even just financial reporting and, of course, licensing deals.
So check this out. Here are some of the main ways you can turn those patents into actual cash. Licensing is the most obvious one, of course, but you can also sell off assets that aren't core to your business anymore. You can enforce your rights against anyone who's infringing on your IP, or you can even use your portfolio as collateral to get financing. A really smart strategy will probably use a mix of all these tactics.
And to give you some perspective here, the global market for just patent licensing alone is worth over $50 billion every single year. This isn't some tiny niche thing we're talking about here. It's a massive opportunity. And with a well-managed portfolio, you can get a piece of that pie.
So, how do you make sure this transformation actually sticks? The key is that this isn't a one-time project. It's about building this new, strategic way of thinking right into your company's DNA.
If you remember one thing from all this, let it be this. In today's world, a passive patent strategy is a losing strategy. A modern, well-managed portfolio isn't just a shield anymore. It's a sword you can use to create new opportunities, drive revenue, and fuel growth for the long haul.
So, as you head back to your day-to-day, I want to leave you with one simple question to think about. Is your patent portfolio working for you, or are you working for it? The answer to that question just might be the key to unlocking your company's full potential. Thanks for tuning in.